Morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a good day. Man, don't pay attention to that. That looks horrible. Don't
That's
look
fine.
that way.
I stayed up half the night looking through old pictures. I bought a whole box full of old pictures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You
Hundreds and
find,
hundreds of pictures.
did you find anything good?
Yeah, I got quite a few they're really, really old, and then I've got some that I saved that were from the 70s, and they had some cars and some boats and stuff in them. It might be good,
Yeah.
decent. And then the rest of them I'll probably just, I don't know, lot up or try to get rid. Maybe I'll just bring them back to the auction. I don't know.
Is that lug nut?
That's Lugnut trying to fucking go outside. But it's storming out, so you can't go out. Go lay down. God.
Says, I don't know the meaning. If I got to stay in, you're going to have to play with me.
Yep. Go lay down.
Good morning, Hank. Sad to have missed y'all yesterday. Mama got her upper denture, and boy, oh boy, she was madder than two raccoons in a gunny sack fighting to get out. Well, hope she's okay. Hope she's feeling better. Why was she mad? She should be happy. But that's just me thinking, but oh, sorry we started a little bit late. Actually, this whole week has been kind of rough for me. Just mentally, I've been I could feel myself kind of going into like a depression, and I was actually considering not having a show today just because it was kind of wearing on me, and I didn't feel like I could be motivational for anybody right at this time. But
So we'll be
I
motivational for you.
that's true. I mean, I have to make I have to look at it both ways, and you guys make me happy, and I'm sure in turn, that'll it'll I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, here we are. We made it. Um, yeah, it's been a rough week. So just trying to get through it. I know it's not my job to motivate you. We're family, just roll with it. I understand that, but I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to be, you know, I don't know. I just don't want to be that person that, makes people feel down rather than feel up. So,
We all have weeks like that. It happens.
yeah. So, but I appreciate y'all saying that. That's sweet. Uh, and
I'm
that's
sorry to do
that's
this to you, but I'll be right back.
okay. That's fine. Um, and usually I try to make it so I have to be either really sick or just completely done. Beth, oh my lord, You got run out of the chat because she said something. Oh, honey. Good for you. Good job. Um, no, it's just been a rough week. Um, so well, that's uh, oh my gosh. Good morning, Margot. Well, good fishing and picking. Glad you're working. Yeah, it's been several things. You know how you get one thing and it's just like, all right, like Monday was it was me and Mike's wedding anniversary. So, those days are rough. Had already pretty much, figured it was going to be, you know, kind of rough and everything. So, um, and then it just continued like through the week, it was just one thing after another, after another, after another. So, just have to kind of help, pull myself out of this and make it happen. Oh gosh. Well, y'all will be accepted here, so no worries there. Thank you, Hank Allen Cash. I appreciate that. I was watching Steve and Steph uh yesterday, and she said that you had won a gift card or something on their, I think it was their 1,000 subscriber giveaway type of thing. That's awesome. I'm gonna message Sally, see what's going on with her. I sent all these links out to people this morning, and they must be over watching the other show. Oh well. Um, well, that's good. You want a $10 gift card. That's awesome. Hey, that's cool, Beth. You go do your thing. Go get your stuff done. Um, okay, that's fine. Oh, you sold a blazer an hour and a half after the show ended. That you had listed an hour after the show. Yeah, that sucks. Eh, I don't know, fishing and picking. We can only control what goes on in here, not what goes on over there. So, what is the best time to put up an auction nowadays? Depends on what day you want it to end. There's a lot of what do you call it? There's a lot of not really controversy, but a lot of talk about it. And sometimes they say that you should have them end on like I've heard Sunday or Monday. And then I've heard time wise, usually around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Like after they're getting um, getting home from all their events and everything. Yeah, you should end it in the evening. That's what I've heard. I really don't, and maybe I should. Maybe I should control that a little bit more since I am doing more auctions now. But I really don't think about when it's going to be ending. Maybe I need to do that. Uh, but I still have really, I would say fairly good results as far as my auctions go. I think I have 233. So they've actually been doing pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Promoted listings are going good. I put up a promoted sale. So like if somebody buys, I think it's one. If you buy one item, you get 20% off the next item or something to that effect. So I put that up, and I want to say that ends in September. But I'll probably just add it again. Just be more of excuse me, more of an initiative. Let's see. Mr. Sadie said, I think it matters less nowadays when it ends. Most people have smartphones. True. People with shopping with mobile, it's not as big of a deal, but me, I would at least make an effort to at least make it end in the evening. And Hank says, I tried to think about the type of buyer I'm marketing to. Probably doesn't make any difference, but feels like I'm doing something. And the crazy card says, I like ending on Thursday at around 10 or 11 Eastern Standard Time. West Coast still has a shot. East Coast is still awake. That's a smart way to think about it. So I think everybody has their own little, you know, theories and the way that they do it, and it's all good. Whatever works for you. One of my issues is on auction, I always have a lot of um, unpaid items when I do auctions. So, there's nothing you could do about that. You just got to wait it out. I think I have my unpaid assistance goes on 2 days after the sale. So basically, it gets a 6-day waiting period before you can relist it. So Hank Allen Cash says, like Blair or Afra Dunner women's pants, even when in the middle of the weekday, they still sell for me. Yep. I think you just have to play with it. I think you just have to experiment with it and, see what works for you. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Grandma Margaret says, I tried a couple Thursday to Sunday. I'm fairly new, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I like auctions, just because, if I don't know, if I can't figure out a comp for it, or um, I'm willing to put, what I got in it, I'm willing to put that up as the starting price for the auction, and it's reasonable, then yeah, what the heck. I usually do pretty good at them. Just like, oh my goodness. I got a couple of pair of pants that I listed, or a pair of pants. It was Eileen Fisher. They were denim. They were elastic around the waist. I think there were capris. I started them out at $9.99 auction, and they ended up being $23.50 is what they sold for. I bought them for 50 cents. So that was a good return for me.
I'm back.
Oh, I got the yawns this morning.
As
Help
as
me.
far as as far as auctions go, it used to be Sunday in the evening, but nowadays with mobile and everything, I don't think it really matters. But it does depend on who you're selling to. I mean, like me with my electrical parts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I like to end those more during the day because there's a maintenance guy at work looking for those. He's at
Mm-hmm.
work with the works eBay buying that stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Rather than his own. So some of that stuff, I mean, it can work to your advantage, maybe having it in during the day. But then
Mm-hmm.
things like clothes and just about anything else, I mean, I myself, I don't think it matters what day anymore because of mobile phones. But I do more or less if I do, rarely do auctions, but if I do, I usually like them to end in the evening.
Yeah.
Just because that's when everybody's home, everybody's, chilling out, whatever. Less chance of them missing it. Like during the day, they might be like, oh, this auction ends at 2 o'clock, but then they're busy, so it's a lot easier for them to, for it to go out of their mind
Right.
and forget about it. Whereas if it's in the evening, they're a little more chill. They're thinking about, oh, what should I be doing right now? And then they're like, oh, wait, I got an auction ending.
That's true.
And I think, probably more towards the weekend is better. Probably the weekend, maybe like Sunday, because, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think my internet keeps going out. Anyways, I me myself, Sunday seems still probably the best because, like I said, people are just chilling out. They don't really have anything else going on a Sunday evening.
Right.
But like I said, with mobile, it really doesn't matter anymore. People can shop anytime.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That
we
is
do. I
very
mean,
true.
me, my dad, my husband, all of us. I mean, we're constantly on mobile phones buying stuff or whatever. um, but yeah, I think evening time is best. Because I miss out on a lot of auctions when they're like during the day because, like I said, you get busy with life and you forget.
Right.
Whereas the ones in the evening, you're sitting there watching TV and you're like, oh, wait, I got an auction I got to go take care of.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna go to the one this weekend either.
The auction?
No, I need to save my money.
Yeah.
Keep my money, I figure the way that I think of it is, if you don't go anywhere, that gives you, you're going to be listing, because that's usually what I do, So if I have to go anywhere, then that, to me, that takes me away from that listing and kind of gets me out of the groove of listing. And so, but I did pretty good yesterday. I actually got up 22 listings live and did, I think I have, what did I count? I think I have 12 drafts made for today. So,
Nice.
so not too shabby. I'm starting to go through all those totes that of my inventory and try to figure out if it's, if the item's listed or not.
Yeah.
And try to figure out what fell off and what is still there. And
Yeah.
but Tessa had a really good idea. She said that they had there's something about good till canceled, like they were going to discontinue that. And so any of the listings that had good till canceled were going to drop off. So that might have been where the majority of one of those went. It's a good possibility. So, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but they still have good till canceled. So why would they have dropped off yours? I mean, I know everybody was saying that they were losing listings, that eBay was ending listings. But I never saw it, but I didn't have old inventory either because I had already douched my store. So
yeah, because she was saying that things that haven't sold, which I don't agree with that, because there's been plenty of times where I've sold something that's been in the store for, a year and a half.
Yeah, but they said that when they first came out with that about them can end listings or whatever. I remember Griff saying something about, if you do 30 days or whatever, or 7-day listings or 10-day listings, that you're not one of those people that have to worry about it because, or maybe it's the sell similar people that didn't have to worry about it because they're always being newly listed, if you do sell similar instead of relist.
Actually, Hank, that is one of the things that I do every day, and I don't know if it's just like I don't know what you call it, but she said, I figure if I don't go anywhere, I can't spend any money. Exactly. My goal every single day is to not spend any money. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes, it definitely works out if I ain't got no money to spend, but sometimes that works out.
Thanks, Sally. Hi, Sally. It's about time, lady.
I was at the doctor's.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Oh, that's right. You were. So you decided to go. Well, good girl.
Yeah. Now you're in good graces.
Yeah, now I have like 3 new holes in my body and 5 more pills to take every day. 3. Well, 3.
Wow.
Why are you taking 3 more pills?
because the hundreds of pills that I take every day doesn't do it. Something. That's
It's
what it
not.
seems like.
It's not like sugar in your tea. You know, add a
Yeah.
couple more teaspoons and it'll taste better. You know.
Yeah.
Well, somebody should tell her that.
Doctors
Crazy.
prescribe stupid shit sometimes. Because like when I told you guys, they put me on all that medicine just in case, stupid. I mean, they keep getting kickbacks from all these medicines, so they just keep putting us on that shit.
Telling you, I should just go to smoking pot or something.
Well,
I
the
really,
pot smokers and the drunks of the world, they seem to live forever.
I know.
If only it was legal, huh?
It's almost here. They're fighting for it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's the bad thing is, even if it does go legal, I mean, it's still,
Yeah, it's still against the rules for my job and all of
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
But,
And it's still freaking expensive.
but I'm like,
You know damn well if they legalize it, they're going to tax the shit out of it like they do cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. I called Brandon on my way home because I'm like, I was lost. I had to turn by a travel land, which I've never gone down that road before because there was a huge accident on the main road. And road commission was telling everybody to go that way, and so I was following people, and then we were driving down this dirt road, and my van is like, it's like, so I was going slow, and then I lost them. They stopped at a stop sign and then turned, and I couldn't see which way they turned, so I just took a freaking guess and turned, and I somehow ended up back on the right road. But
Wow.
God, it was a good 5-mile detour.
You took the scenic route.
I guess so. I gotta go pee and get something to eat. I haven't ate since yesterday afternoon, so I'm starving. And
We'll go get you some food and go get everything figured out.
okay, so I'll be back.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
What are you eating?
Oh, I just made me some toast.
Mm.
Not the best
Toast,
breakfast, but
toast is yummy some days. I mean, I don't like toast all the time, but some days it's like, God, toast sounds so good.
yeah, I mean, it's
Isn't
not
that
bad.
funny? I had chicken noodles this morning. And a Butterfinger crisp.
There you go.
I woke up just starving this morning. I was like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. So today I'll
Yeah,
probably start around with them pictures since it's raining out. Maybe I'll get some of those pictures listed.
that'll be a good thing.
Yeah, I got plenty. I paid $30 for $25 for the box of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I never bid up on stuff like that, but I did. But I
So
think,
did you just have a feeling about them, or?
yeah, there was a lot of old pictures in there, so I was, you know, I figured, all I need is one good picture.
Right.
And I never even really looked through. I just kind of glanced through the bag. I didn't through the box. I didn't really look at them. But I thought, even if I lot them up and sell them for $1 or $2 a picture, I'm going to make a profit. So,
right.
We'll see. Well, I mean, like, there's this Army songbook that sells for $8.50.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, there's one thing just right there alone. That gets me closer to my $25. And then I bought some tractor manuals, some good ones. I paid $25 for those. God, nobody would let me have anything last night cheap. And then they had some mannequins, and I'd like a female mannequin, just for when I do female clothing, the rare occasion that I do. So I don't want to pay much for the mannequin because, like, my mannequin that I have now, I haven't touched that in months,
Right.
So they had these really nice they were like Under Armour mannequins. They were really nice ones. They went for like $50 a piece, so I wasn't going to pay that much for them. I figured I'd just wait. I don't sell enough clothes to be paying $50 for a mannequin, I had a price point. I would have went up to $25 for my mannequin, but plus the guy I was bidding against, he's kind of a high bidder anyway, so he's kind of one of them people that'll just keep bidding just so he wins.
Right.
So who knows how high he would have went, And that's one good thing about, making your presence at auctions, because you can kind of tell some of the people how high they'll bid on stuff,
Right.
I mean, there's some people who have deep pockets, so you're not going to win probably. And there's some people that what stuff they'll bid high on, what stuff they won't, that kind of thing.
Can you point out like a new person that has never been to an auction before?
Oh, definitely. Like last night there was this woman there, and the bidding's going for these boxes, and she's like, yep, and she's shaking her hand, yep, I want this box right here, yep. It's like, first of all, you don't tell people what box you're going after, or what item. Second, if there's a lot of them, and second of all, just slow down,
Yeah.
Even the auctioneer was like, ma'am, you need to pay attention to how this works. He goes, you're on. And then he goes up to the next bid, and somebody else goes. He goes, now you. Do you want to go? And then he said, I like $17.50. Do you want to go $17.50? Yep. Keep going. Yep, I want this box right here. She was a black lady. I mean, just sweet as can be. I mean, she seemed like a very, very innocent, sweet lady. And anyways, and she goes, yeah, I don't know how this works, but yep, I want this box right here. It's like, obviously you don't know how this works. But yeah, I mean, it was entertaining, But somebody like me now, I've been going to auctions since I was a kid, so I definitely know how auctions work.
Sure.
And I ended up bidding up to $17.50 on a mannequin that was already sold. So then I was like, well, I don't want the ones that are left. I wanted that one. And he goes, that one's already taken. Somehow, I don't know what happened. The guys were, because usually if there's a pick between, it'll be between the two guys, right? The two ring guys.
Right.
And somehow, when the other guy was picking out his $50 mannequins and they restarted the bid, somehow I got it in my head that he didn't pick out the female mannequin.
Oh.
Well, then I was bidding against somebody else, and I got to $17.50, and I said, I'll take the female. And he goes, which one's the female? I said, well, that one right there. He goes, that one's already sold, Nick. I was like, never mind. I don't want it. He goes, well, you got one. That's one chance you got. Don't do it again. So I told him, giving me shit. He's got a smirk on his face,
Right.
But, but I was like, sorry, I don't want it. So then he had to restart the bidding, which most auctioneers will really get pissed about.
Right.
And if it
Right.
was anybody else, he might have gotten pissed, but it was me, so he didn't. But he has to kind of scold you so other people don't think that they can get away with it too,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't know how it happened, how I got messed up, but somehow I got messed up because I was like, oh, he didn't take that mannequin. Yeah, I'll bid, and then it was had already been sold. So I was like, oh well, okay, because it was the ring guys were taking the mannequins away, but that female mannequin was still sitting there, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of bidding, they ended up bringing the mannequins that weren't sold. The forms, they weren't mannequins, they were just forms, like the bottom half of a man, and then there was like a baby, and those ones they were bringing forward, and then the bidding stopped, and I was like, I'll take the female, and then it had already been sold, so I was like, well, forget it, But anyway, I don't know how I messed up. I should have known better. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention. I don't know, but it happens. You get screwed up sometimes. So then, like a few minutes later, we were over where I wanted to bid on the tractor manuals, but the tractor manuals were under the table, and he said anything on the table. Right now, sometimes he has done, top and bottom of the table. So, under the table. So he's there. Everybody's bidding, and I said that's on top of the table only, right? And he said, yes, on top of the table only. And I was like, just making sure. Because I've not paid attention. And then all of a sudden, I thought he was just doing the top of the table and he was doing both. And I ended up losing out,
Right.
So I didn't want to lose out on that. But I paid $25 for the manuals. I think there's 7. No, there's only 6 because my husband kept one. And I should make a good profit on them though.
That'd be
They're
great.
pretty good manuals. Yeah, they're pretty good manuals. I think my thought is I will get $20 to $25 each on them. I think. I didn't look them up, but I sell a lot of manuals, and me knowing manuals and me knowing tractors, I feel like I will probably get $25 a piece for them. At least that's what I hope. But there's some good ones, so that's why I say, some rarer ones, that you don't always see.
Right.
Yeah, and some rarer tractors. So rarer tractors, you can usually get a higher price. So.
Yeah, Margot says that's a good idea, Mr. Sadie. Do you suggest going early to view? What do you think, Nikki? Yeah.
Yes. Especially if you're newer to the game. Yeah, you definitely want to, especially if you're, because like me, I don't really look stuff up usually at auctions because I kind of know what stuff goes for on eBay. I don't always look stuff up, very rarely. But if you're a person that needs to look stuff up, yeah, definitely, because you don't have time while the auction's going on. Sometimes there will be, like if you're not interested in like these box rows that you've already glanced through, and you see then you can go and look at other box rows. But sometimes the auction moves really fast. Like last night, he was just pumping because there was a lot of stuff.
Right.
So he was like moving fast through stuff. So yeah, there's no way you would have time to be looking stuff up, But yeah, I do recommend going early, especially if you're kind of newer to the auction game. I would go early and dig through the boxes and stuff if that's your game, Plus, going early, you can roam around, get yourself a pop. You can kind of listen into what people are talking about and stuff, and sometimes you can hear if people are because some people will talk about what they're gonna bid on. Because because they want to talk to their friend and make sure their friend ain't going to bid on it. I mean, they always say there's no friends at an auction, but sometimes, people that are, I mean, like I've said before, there's some people that some stuff that they always bid on that's really their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't bid on it because I know that's their thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's really not my thing and it's kind of a guess whether I'm going to make money on it or not, but it's their thing, so I know they're going to make money on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they kind of have their own outlet for stuff. Whereas, where they know, like this guy at the auction, he's a good friend of mine. Like when saws come up, hand saws,
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually try to outbid him on those, even though I could sell them pretty good at my flea market, but flea marketing is not my game. I don't really do a lot of flea marketing. It's only if I have just a lot of excess that I want to get rid of. So that's really not my thing. But he can buy these saws for $1 each, and he sells them for $5 each to this one lady who paints them. So that's his thing. That's his game. He's got an outlet. He gets rid of every one of his saws for a profit. And so there's no reason for me to bid against him because I don't have that lady that's going to buy them from me at $5 a piece. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, you can make it your game. I mean, if that's your thing. But I have no interest in selling old saws to people who are going to paint on them.
Right.
I've got plenty of other stuff that I'm selling, so I don't need to step into his game, So when saws are going, I don't even bid on them because,
it's just that.
And then I kind of got
it's
a
kind of
dirty look yesterday.
So it's kind of like a silent agreement, basically.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I mean, that I really wanted, I would definitely bid on it. I wouldn't shy away from it,
Right.
But like I said, that one certain item that he normally bids on, I have no interest in, even if, because sometimes when things go, because I mean, you're probably asking, well, why would she bid on anything she doesn't have interest in anyways? Well, sometimes when I'm at the auction and I don't really have an interest in the thing, but I know it's something that'll probably go for a good price, if it gets low enough, I'll take a chance on it and I'll bid on it because I'm not putting very much out into it. So if I lose my money, I've only got a few bucks into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if something goes cheap enough, I'll bid on it and go try to sell it. So, but like saws, I probably wouldn't because, like I said, my friend likes those. But yeah, normally just keep it as there's no friends at an auction and just keep it at that. You just bid on what you want and just do it, Like last night, I kind of got a dirty look because there's this old lady who notoriously always likes old pictures. And she was there last night. She's not at all the auctions, but sometimes she's there. And one of the other eBay sellers, he will not bid on the old pictures because she's there, kind of out of a respect thing for her because she's very, very old. Anyways, well, I bid. I went after the pictures, and I kind of got a dirty look. Like I should have stepped back for her, Well, no, there's no friends at an auction. Plus, she's not my friend. I know her. I know of her. I've talked to her before, but she's not my friend. So yeah, I wanted those pictures. So I bid on them.
Yeah.
And I got them. I wasn't going to quit either. I wanted them. No, but I was going to go up to 30 on them, and that was it. But and she's like, wait, I want to bid. I want to bid where it was between me and this other guy. She didn't jump in right away. And she goes, what are you two bidding on? What are you two bidding on? And it's like, we're not going to tell you what we're bidding on. What are you, nuts? The first day at an auction or what? It's like, and I knew he was going after the pictures too, because he's somebody that likes that old stuff too.
Right.
And so I knew that was what he was going after, And you kind of learn that with auctions, what people like to bid on, So if you're looking at a group of stuff, like I knew that woman likes pictures and I knew that one guy likes pictures. So in the whole scheme of thing, if I wasn't into pictures, chances are I wouldn't have bid right away. Because if I wasn't into the pictures, because I knew those two people were bidding at the pictures. So bidding for the pictures. So I would probably not bid unless it was low enough. And let them hash it out for the pictures.
Right.
Sometimes you can lose that way. Sometimes they end up taking not only what they wanted, but something else too. But because the high bidder can take as many as they want, you know, at that price. But normally I wouldn't have bid because I didn't want the pictures, but I knew those two did. So then I would let it go and rebid to see if I could get it even cheaper, you know.
Right.
Or there's like this one guy who likes silver. So if there's anything silver anywhere near that pile, I know darn well he's going to bid up on it. So I let him do his bidding, and then I step in on the next one because I know darn well I'm not going to outbid him on the silver because he bids. He doesn't stop. But that's from being there for years, you know, and knowing your competitors.
That's right.
But a lot of times if I'm at an auction and there's a lot of heavy hitters there, I'll usually just swoop in and get the little stuff, you know, the cheap stuff that I can make, you know, $20 a piece on. No big deal, you know. And I do just fine doing that too. And then everybody like, why are you buying all that shit? It's like, it's not shit to me. You know,
That's
I can make
right.
money on this shit, so shut up. You know? You know how I started this eBay business on dollar boxes. I grew my business on dollar boxes. I would go in there, I would buy sometimes boxes for $1, piles for $1, and you know, I would fill my truck for $20 or less every time I went to an auction. And I would sell, I mean, you know, there'd be at least one item in each of those boxes that I could sell for over $20 or more. So I mean, I built up my spending money on dollar boxes, you know.
Right.
That's what I built this business on. So don't hesitate to go and get those dollar boxes. If you've looked in it and you see, you know, something in there that's worth $20, don't be afraid to bid on it at $1. Because a lot of people, you know, the dirty, grimy boxes, most people don't like unless it's the old stuff. But they'll be like, nope, I don't even want to deal with that because they think it's shit because it's all dirty and grimy, you know. And then it gets down to $1 and nobody wants it. So then Joe Blow says, well, I don't want that. It's only $1. Nobody else wants it. So why would I want it? And that's when Nikki swoops in and gets it. And then I make a $19 profit.
There you go.
And throw the rest away, you know, whatever. But you have to be careful because you end up with a lot of shit that way.
Right.
Is you have to take the bad with the good.
And know what to throw away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah. And not have to nickel and dime every box. That was my problem in the beginning, was I felt like, well, I can get every goddamn penny out of this box. You paid $1 for the damn box. Give it up. You know, Get your money and run, you know, and get rid of the rest, you know.
Right. Exactly. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to, you know, clean house, you know, get what's going to make you the money, and then get rid of the rest of the, you know, the junk.
Yeah. And there's plenty of people at the auction too. If you get to know people, there's the flea marketers and the rummage sailors and stuff, and the people that have stores. And sometimes if you go and you buy that box and you get your item out of there, sometimes somebody at the auction will take your extra box, the rest of the stuff in the box. So sometimes you can get rid of your stuff that way too. But and then there's a lot of times when you buy your box and they're like, well, I'll give you your dollar back if I can have that item. Well, be careful because sometimes you lose out on some items that you didn't realize were in there.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're coming up and they're like, can I dig through your box and can I buy this for $1? And then you're not paying attention and it's like, oh shit, I just gave another $20 bill away,
Right.
And I mean, I've had times where I've bought boxes for one item that I thought I would get like $20 for, or $25, and then I turn around, look through that box, and all of a sudden I found a $100 item in there.
Wow.
So that happens too. That's why I say, a lot of people are like, well, I get home runs here and there at auctions. I get home runs darn near every time I go to an auction.
And I think that's, the more you go, the more experience you get as far as what are those home runs.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you may not know what you've got, but somebody else, probably does. I mean, I think you just have to go, you have to educate yourself. If you see something that you don't know what it is, research it. Most of the time people have a smartphone. Even if you don't have, good service, or you just, you had a, like, how would you say it? Like you had a good feeling about this piece, but you just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to take a chance.
Oh yeah. Especially when you're only paying a few bucks for the item,
Right. Exactly.
And there's a lot of times where, like I said, if I'm not really into a certain item or whatever, but it's only going for a couple bucks, I'll take it because if it's something that intrigues me or thinks that maybe it might be worth something, I'll risk that couple bucks.
Right.
I mean, I've wasted a couple bucks on worse things.
Right.
That puppy is such a cuddler. Oh,
he is. He's doing really good. Sleeping in the bed too, which is
good.
That's good. But yeah, he's totally a cuddler. I don't hold him a lot. I don't sit here and hold him all day. Believe me, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't get nothing done if that was the case. But he's beefing up a little bit in his belly, but he's not. One thing I did notice him that was different than Elvis, makes him and Elvis different, is Elvis was a food gobbler. I mean, he was so, deprived of food, I'm assuming, when he was born, that you basically have to fight for your food. And when you do get a chance at it, you got to, get as much as you can. And he was like that. But this dog is nothing like that. I mean, he'll get, I give him like a half a cup of puppy food in the morning, and he'll eat half of it and he'll be good to go. And then, later on he'll come back and he'll kind of just snack on it. So, and he's doing great, potty training and all that. I was going to name him Ringo, but I'm still tossing that around. I mean, it's not like he comes to it or anything, I don't know.
You brat.
What?
Now I like Ringo.
Now you like Ringo? Well, we'll just stick with Ringo then.
The crazy card earlier asked you do a lot of auctions, Nikki. Do you have your competition watching your store? I don't know, but I've watched their stores. And then Steven Scroggins in the chat, so I'm kind of going back. So if somebody else is asking a question, retype it because I didn't catch it. Steven Scroggins asked, am I a back room or do I go to the front of the room? I'm right there, right front and center. I walk right up to the item. I don't give a shit. I'm right up there bidding. I don't care. See. most of the time, well, right now, most of the stuff is outside, so it's just standing around. But yeah, I'm right up there as far as I can get, so I can see. I don't want to miss a thing.
So
A
would
bunch
you,
of stuff.
if you have a place, if you have an auction place where you can sit down, would you recommend being like, try to get up as close as you can, or, you know, sit back in the back?
Because like, um, if you're a big buyer, like I buy a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff, then yeah, you should probably be up closer, or at least where you can really get where you can get a good view of the stuff.
Right.
Like me, if I don't have my glasses, I can't see stuff, so I got to end up walking up there anyways.
Right.
Um, but if you can see from the back, sit wherever you want. It just depends on. It depends on. It depends on the. It depends on the auction place, really, because, um, like at our auction place, you can see stuff from the back or the front. The way he's got it set up, it's pretty good as far as viewing goes. And he's pretty good about seeing you raising your hand and stuff. And he's also got his ring guys who are always watching too. So it's, very rarely do they miss bids. But like I said, if there's something, but if there's like a whole bunch of stuff that's being bidded on, and you
Mm-hmm.
have no interest whatsoever in any one of those items, whether it goes cheap or not, if you don't have any interest, go in the back of the crowd. Get out of the way on
Right.
them things. Because the people that are bidding are looking over you, trying to see stuff and whatever. I hate that when I'm sitting there. I'm in the back of the crowd trying to see the stuff that I have interest on, and people that have they got their damn kids up there and everything. Well, them kids ain't bidding on shit.
Right.
Get them in the back of the group so that the people that are going to bid can see. You know. That's one thing I hate is when people are up there and they have no interest in any of the stuff and they have no interest in bidding, but they're all going to sit up there. Or like me and my husband when we go to auctions. Usually I'm up there bidding, he's standing in the back waiting for my number to be called. And then he'll come right up and grab the box for me, and then he'll get back in the back of the group again. So he's not in other people's way.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's definitely the good thing about, you know, this dog. I mean, he's also, he'll, like I said, you know, the other day, basically he's up, he plays a little bit, and I notice he's staying up a little bit longer before he takes a nap. So he plays a little bit, and then he will eat a little and get a drink, and then, you know, and then it'll be back to, you know, snuggling. And actually, I put a little tote underneath my desk in the opening where your legs go, and I put a tote, and I put one of those flannel sheets in there. And so that's, you know, that's where he sleeps. And I figure, well, at least he can hear me. He's got a clear view of me, so he'll be, you know, he's okay. Um, but I was looking at him this morning. You know, he's got some really good, like he's actually got dark eyebrows, and he's got some really cute facial features about him.
He's like, yeah, I
And
know I'm cute, Mama. Let me see.
he's a pretty little doggy, huh? Yeah. But his name is Ringo, for Ringo Starr, and yeah, so that's his name. And like I was telling, Blackberry Thistletea says a big IKEA tote works great too. I was telling, I think it was Nikki, about, you know, how they have those little, um, they're like a grocery cart, but they're on wheels. Well,
Oh yeah,
that sounded stupid. Duh.
they're old lady carts.
Yeah, it's an
I
old
call them old
lady
lady
cart.
carts.
That's exactly what it is. And I have one of those. We used to take it to the flea market. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, that would be a great, you know, that would actually be a good thing to take in. So that way I can hold, you know, put all my winnings in there and only have to make one trip out to the truck.
Yep.
So that's what I plan on doing. Yeah.
I thought that's what you were going to keep your dog in.
There was a
He
lady
wouldn't stay
yesterday.
there long.
She had a toy or a teacup Yorkie, and she had one of those outward hound things that she wears on the front, and the puppy was just sitting in there and so
Aw.
cute, just content being close to mama. And you
Grandma
know,
Nudge.
regular auctions is a good thing to do if you don't have room to do storage auctions. You know, that's another thing. If you're limited on space, you know, go to the regular auctions instead of storage auctions, because storage auctions, you're going to get a lot of stuff. And if you have no way to get rid of it, you're going to be overwhelmed fast. Whereas at a regular auction, you can control what you're buying, you know.
Right.
It's not all that in a bag of chips at storage auctions either. People make it look way better than it really is. You get a lot of shit at storage auctions.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like where Jason is and stuff, he's got really good storage auctions or whatever, and he can really find some good stuff. So like where I live, yeah, you're gonna get all kinds of crap. The only things that we usually have is, and I hate to say this, but it's the welfare people that and the lower class people that, and I don't mean this rudely to anybody, or you know, I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings,
Right.
but it's the lower class people that can't. They got to hurry up and get out of their apartment because they couldn't pay their rent. So, and a storage shed was cheaper, so they hurry up, move everything into the storage shed. Well, eventually they can't pay the storage shed, so you know it goes up for
Yeah.
auction, and it's
Right.
just a lot of shit. You know, it ain't the
Right.
good stuff, but they kept all that with them.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so yeah. So I mean, storage auctions, yeah, people make a lot of money at storage auctions, but they're not all that. You know, not
No.
all the time. You know, and you can find just as many home runs at a regular auction, and probably even spend less money
Right.
and have a lot less headaches.
Well, and that's the thing with the, you know, when you have a storage unit, you know, basically a person is moving their whole house,
Yeah.
you know, into a temporary place, basically. So, I mean, you got to be willing and able to move furniture and move, you know, big items that, you know, mattresses,
Yeah.
you know, those kind of things aren't going to. How are you going to move those? You know, you can't go to a storage unit like that, buy a storage unit in a little Toyota Corolla. I mean, you know, you're going to have to be prepared and either have a trailer or a box truck or just, you know, even a regular pickup truck. But you're also going to have, you know, you need a way to get rid of those mattresses and, you know, the box springs. Those are huge. And those are going to take up a whole lot of room. So you have to account for that in a storage unit.
Well, and like you know, you can go to an estate auction and you're going to get the same kind of stuff you'd find in a storage auction, but you don't have to deal with getting rid of the mattress and all the furniture and stuff. You can go in there and buy the smaller stuff that you can handle, that you can haul yourself, and you can handle those boxes, you know, and store those boxes, rather than going to a storage auction and getting overwhelmed with all this stuff, you know.
Right.
And don't be afraid to go to farm auctions either. Farm auctions are not only just farm equipment. Farm auctions are the contents of the place. Usually it's the whole estate is at a farm auction. They just call them farm auctions because they have farm equipment in those auctions. But that doesn't mean that's all a farm auction is. So don't shy away from farm auctions either. I find some of my best shit at the farm auctions.
Yep.
And it's all small that fits in a box, you know. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't have any interest in farm auctions. I don't want farm equipment. And it's like, it's not all farm equipment.
Right.
And my only other tip is make sure you bring cash or a check. A lot of auction companies still aren't credit card friendly. And sometimes if you, even like the online auctions, if you bid and stuff, then they have, like, let's say their buyer's premium is 13%. If you bring and pay cash, then they take 3% off for cash, you know. So
yeah, the storage or the auction house that I went to the last time, they didn't charge any kind of a buyer's premium or anything. I think they charged tax, but that was the only thing that they charged. So that was good. I think the online auction that I went to pick up, I think they charged it was 15%. It was either 15 or 18%, depending on if you had cash or credit card. If you had a credit card, it was a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, I always make sure that's the only reason why I keep checks is for auctions. Otherwise, I wouldn't even use checks, but that's why I keep checks so that I'm always. And sometimes if I forget my check book, and it's like we're in Duluth or whatever, close to my dad's, so then I'll just call my dad and I'll be like, "Hey, you want to come write a check for me?" So I don't have to run all the way home to get my checks. Yeah, and I get pissed off when I see a buyer's premium because most of the auctions here, the live auctions, don't have buyer's premiums. The online auctions do, which that's another reason why I don't usually shop at online auctions. Because first of all, I like the instant gratification of knowing that I won it. I don't like to wait a week to see if I'm going to win something. Also, I don't like the buyer's premium. I think that's bullshit. They're getting the consignment fee and everything, and then they're charging the buyer. It's the same reason why I don't have a Sam's Club membership. I don't feel like I should have to pay to go shop somewhere. You know,
completely agree with you.
Not that I don't do online auctions, but I don't buy as much on online auctions as I do on regular auctions because of that buyer's premium.
Yeah.
And they don't charge tax here either, unless it's a business going out of. Because then it's a business thing; they have to charge taxes. But
right. Oh, let's see.
Fishing and Picking said, "Wake up, Sally."
Sally awake?
I'm kind of
I
doing
am awake.
you get into the topic of auctions and you can't shut me up. I'm sorry, guys. I love auctions.
That's okay. I know there's a lot of people here that, are looking forward to getting started and, start going to yacht auctions. And Amelia Sales, she says, I started going to auctions when I started selling. Love them. I usually go to the same auction house when I do go. Yep. Blackberry Thistle Tea says that is the beauty of living down here in the country. We have 2 barns, 2 storage sheds, a pickup truck and a trailer, and a burn pile. Yep.
That's here too. I'm in the country too. So. But that's also not good because you never run out of space. So you can just keep buying. You don't have to worry about space.
Right.
Right.
So that can be a bad thing too. Having too much space can be almost as bad as not having enough. But I can feel like shit right now and go to an auction and I feel better instantly. My adrenaline starts going, I'm moving around, my blood's flowing. I love it. I just love auctions. I always have my whole life.
Did you say your butt's glowing?
No. My blood's flowing.
Ow!
Yeah, my butt glows when I go to an auction.
I was gonna say I kind of like to
I
see
suppose
that.
I love auctions. I love auctions that much. I guess if my butt could glow, it would. I'm a firefly. My butt glow.
Oh, that was good. That was
It's
good,
like
Sally.
okay.
And Steven Scroggins said after you've been to an auction, you have a hard time buying at other places, and that is so true. Because
Yeah.
I love rummage sales and stuff, but I get way more bang for my buck at auctions. You know, and yeah, so a lot of times it's like, well, should I go rummage selling or should I go to an auction? Well, I know I'm going to get a lot more for my money at an auction. So yeah, auctions do ruin you from other things. Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, hell, wait till you hit a dumpster.
Well, and Blackberry Thistle Tea said the auction she's going tonight is mostly crap, but you never know, right? And last night the auction that I went to, yeah, it was a lot of shit that I didn't want. But I ended up getting some pictures. I ended up getting those tractor manuals. I ended up getting a radio. So yeah, you do find there are some diamonds in the rough that you can find. So you might as well go and at least go ahead of time and look.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they'll put stuff, the auctioneer sometimes, now some of these auctioneers have older knowledge. You know, some auctioneers still think you can really make good money on carnival glass, and you can make good money on glassware, and you can make good money on this and that and the other thing. And the flea marketers probably do, but us eBay sellers don't. You know, so so they'll put all this stuff that probably really isn't that great on the auction bill, and but then you go and you're like, oh my God, look at all this stuff that he didn't list on the auction bill. You know,
Right.
so. Yeah, don't at least go early and check it out. Nothing else. What's the worst can happen? You go home empty-handed, you know.
Yeah, I think, definitely when I move and, get into another house and stuff, I'd know, I know for a fact. I mean, other than beds, the beds I'll probably buy new. Just because, that's just weird. Not weird, but you just never know, what the person before you, what they're doing. I just don't like that. So yes, I will be buying new mattresses. But that's the thing. I mean, you can go to an auction, you can buy a couch, you can buy a washer and dryer
Oh, yeah.
for little to nothing. You
Yep.
know, for half of what you'd spend, at least half, of what you'd spend in a
Yep.
regular store. So
We had nice couches last night going for $1 because the furniture buyers weren't there,
right,
and they were really nice. They were really nice couches, but nobody wanted them,
right.
and so then they were going for $1. You know, you never know. Sometimes I go to auctions thinking I'm not going to be able to touch nothing because it's an antique auction and all the antique dealers will be there. Well, then all of a sudden, here they're not there because they're either at their cabin because it's a nice day, or they're out at another auction, antique auction that they thought might be better. So then I can
Mhm.
clean house. You know,
Right.
I could probably redo my whole entire interior 10 times over a year and still spend probably only $100 each time I do it.
Wow.
You know, I mean, that's how low stuff goes. Now in other areas, like out on the East Coast, probably my dollar boxes are probably $5 boxes for them. You know,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, if you're in the area, I mean, yeah, I could refurnish my whole house. Yeah, like I said, for less than $100 each time. Some nights. So, I mean, I've had nice dining room tables and chairs that went for $1. And I've bought them up and sold them for $50, you know,
Right.
on Facebook. And don't be
Yeah.
afraid to do the local game once in a while. You know, if you can get a nice table and chairs for $1 or $2 at an auction, and you got a place to put them until you can sell them, put them up on Facebook. Don't give up on the local game either. You know.
Right. That's true.
That's if you have the place, you know, for it.
Sally, you okay?
Yeah, I need to get up for a minute and I'll be right back.
Okay.
You never know what I'll drag home.
But I know,
My dad always,
as long as I can find which I don't think I'll have any problem over there, but, as long as I can find a place that, an auction, I'll be able to. I've had the new furniture. I've had all of that. I worked hard for it, and then something happens, and it's gone. So all that money and work and blood, sweat, and tears that you put in just to have a new couch,
yeah,
you turn around and it's gone. It's just not worth it. Why not? Just buy something that's gonna, it's gonna have the same effect. It's gonna do the same thing. It's just not gonna be new.
yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of thinking. Just
Well,
just
that's
furniture.
when my kids were growing up and they broke a dish or whatever. No big deal. I'll just go buy a whole set of dishes for $1 at the auction next week. You know, you know.
Yeah.
I
Sassy
got some.
Seller says, "Holy crap! I listed something. I added the crap in there, but it says holy, and I listed something and it sold in 5 minutes. That's awesome.
Wow, that is awesome.
Very good.
I love when that kind of stuff happens. Sometimes that means you priced it too low, but if you're happy with the price you got, who cares?
Yeah, that is really good.
We want to get the best prices for what we have, but you don't want to spend all day researching on a bunch of stuff that's not really worth that much money. You know what I mean?
No,
So if you can only find certain things about something that you don't really know that much about, then go with it. You know, as long as you're happy with the price you got, who cares?
hey,
That's another reason why I don't mind taking offers from other resellers because, you know, if they're happy and I'm happy, who cares if they make more money off of what I sold them?
right. Very true. Yeah, that's awesome, Sassy. I've never had that happen to me before, so um, I'm looking forward to that day. I did end up with 8 sales yesterday, which is pretty good. But I mean, the only bad part about that is, and there was a couple of auctions that went off. Um, Actually, it was 7 because I can't count the guy that didn't pay. But there's 4, so there's 4 other ones that haven't paid yet. So I'm still waiting for payment, but at least they sold. And I got over
Yeah.
my 1100 yesterday and put up 22 new listings. So that was good.
And even if the person doesn't pay, it's sold on auction once, it's going to sell again.
Right.
You
Oh
know.
yeah. Yeah. So, and then I've got another, I think it's 12. Sorry. 12 items that are drafted, and so all I have to do is take pictures of those and then make some more. I'm trying to get up to 33. We'll see how that goes. And then my mother-in-law called me yesterday and said, well, let's go to lunch. So I'm like, well, okay. I can't turn her down, because I was telling Nikki this earlier. I can't turn her down because, she's elderly, and I would feel like crap if I turned her down and, and she died. I mean, that would be awful. I like to be around her. She's funny. But sometimes I think, well, maybe I just need to stay home and work,
Yeah.
so, but I know I do need to get out and get away from here, go to lunch, and then I can come back and work. And I'll probably feel better that I did that anyway. So Grandma Magic Classic says, I had a bad experience with selling to a reseller online. Got the item, then got upset I wouldn't give them partial refund. Just told them I would accept a return. No, they said it was not what they wanted, but I wanted a partial refund, no reason of why, and got nasty with me about it. Huh. That's crazy. People are just, I mean, yes, we have a different, I don't want to say we have a different standard when we sell to each other, but, there's people out there that are just jerks. They're trying to get something, for nothing, or they're just like us. They're trying to get something for buy low, sell high. That's basically it.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to be careful with that. Seen it in her store for that is, yeah. I'm sorry that happened, and I don't know why people are like that. I don't know why people would do that to a fellow reseller. I don't know why. I guess you could buy it and then do a INAD on it and make a case for it. No. If you were vengeful, I guess you could do that, but I'm kind of vengeful. I admit it. No, just get through it. That's the best thing you can do, is just get through it, and you can't forget about it, because that's something that's happened, but know that you're a better person because you did what you didn't really want to do it, but you went ahead and did it. Yeah, I didn't. Yep, she said, I said my piece and let it go. That's what you got to do.
I'm testing using a flat rate envelope instead of a padded envelope for clothing that fits. The only problem with that is if you overdo it on those flat rate envelopes, you're talking about the cardboard ones, right? Sometimes those will pop or rip. Whereas the padded flat rates, you're paying what, $1 more? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $1 more.
I mean, for $1, why I wouldn't take the chance of that popping open. I mean, if it's something that fits good, like a T-shirt or something, you know. But I mean, if you gotta really cram it in there and tape the seams and everything, well, I tape the seams on those anyways. But
Yeah, I mean they're not, the glue on them are not, it's not very good.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I usually do a pretty good tape job on those cardboard ones,
yeah.
just so you know it doesn't come across or come apart, especially if it's a large item and you kind of stuff it in there. And I used to use those a lot for my jeans, but then I figured, you know what, it's not really worth it to put the item at jeopardy, you know, put the envelope at jeopardy of coming open while it's being, you know, processed and everything. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the priority, you know, padded flat rate, I feel like those are, you know, pretty sturdy. And it's hard to rip up, you know, rip open into those. So I just started doing the priority flat rate padded mailer, which is $6.30. I think the other one's $5.15 or something like that. Um, so that's what I use.
Megan had hit it right on the head. The cost of postage is a heck of a lot cheaper than a pissed off customer.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Well, especially when there's only like $1 between the two, between the padded flat rate and the cardboard flat rate. Well, like I said, if it's something that easily fits in there, you know, that you have to cram, I would use it, and then just make sure you tape up the sides, you know, to make sure it doesn't come open. But
Right.
yeah, I just most of the time I use padded flat rate. I very rarely use the cardboard ones just because. Those, and yeah, I mean, a lot of times I forget about those damn regional boxes, and I get mad at myself because I forget about them, you know. Because sometimes those regional boxes are pretty pretty cheap too.
I've never used the regional boxes at all.
Sometimes you can save
I
money
think
on
it's
them.
just because I don't know about them. I need to do some research on them and see what, because I've heard like there's some that you can sell, you can send, like if it's close by. I just,
Hmm.
you know, I really just need to go in and find out what the rules are and what you can send in them. And
Yeah, you
um,
should, because you can save a lot of money with those.
so I'll take a look at those.
Because
Gotta put the,
the reason why they do that is because they want you to use those boxes because they know how many of those boxes they can fit on their truck,
right,
you know. So they prefer you to use. That's why they do that whole, you know, flat rate thing and stuff, because they want you to use that stuff. That's why they give it away for free. Because
right.
then, because it's all in planning on how much is going to fit in each truck, you know.
Oh, Sherry said you can send bricks in those suckers for a 2 pound rate.
Yeah.
So you can send any poundage, a 6 pound item for a 2 pound rate. Is that what you're saying? That's what I think you're saying.
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. All I know is sometimes they come up cheaper on my list. So.
Oh, okay. She said it's like a flat rate. Okay.
Mm.
Well, I put that on the list. I'm gonna do some research, and you know, I'll probably order some. I should have ordered some when I just made a huge order to USPS. So amount depends on where it's going, but no
Yeah.
more than 2 pounds to that area.
Mm.
Believe it's up to 15 pounds. Hmm.
And the box is free.
Right. I fixed that, Margot. It was for some reason it was I clicked on it, or it was clicked on. So that's fine, Tessa. She said, sorry guys, not going to be able to join you after all. Taking me longer to get done than I intended. Have company on their way. Should be arriving any minute. Talk to y'all soon. That's fine. No worries. Basically what I do is I send the link out to everyone, and then, you know, whoever can come on can come on. Whoever can't. You know, it's all good.
Not that we don't enjoy you coming on.
Exactly.
We hope that you come on, but we understand when you can't.
Right.
Unfortunately, we all have life we have to deal with.
It's true. It's so true.
Wouldn't it be so nice if all we had to do was deal with our internet life?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. That sounds like heaven.
Oh, Megan, she says, so are you having a hangout later? I might have a hangout later. But as far as like the listing challenge, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at doing both days, Saturday and Sunday, just because people have stuff they're doing on Saturday, and some people want it on Saturday. I know I'm not going to be able to make everybody happy, but that's my goal in life, I guess.
Just do what I say and everything will be just fine. I'm just kidding.
So maybe tonight. No, I'm not like for sure. Yeah, Shantae's still rooting for 24/7. She wants us to go on the air for like ever, 24/7.
Christian Pickett started that shit.
That'll be on Sally's channel.
In the year 2020.
Which is only 2 years away.
Which would be fine being on it 24/7 if y'all had mobile like I do. But then you could just take the hangout with you.
Yeah, but they may see things that they don't want to see.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, if I do anything tonight, it'll probably be in the evening. I don't know. If I do.
I forgot today's Friday, huh?
It is. It is.
24/7 could make bathroom breaks real awkward.
Yes, most definitely. Absolutely. No, I heard this beeping sound outside. It's not trash day. So I heard this beeping sound. So I look outside, and I guess it's like the state, because we live on an actual highway, and so the state was out, Kansas DOT, and they were cutting my limbs off of my tree. I guess that were probably hanging over a little bit on the road or something. So I was like, cool. That's all right with me.
Yeah.
Hank said autocorrect been getting all of us today, Megan. So ducking annoying. Well, maybe if autocorrect would have helped you out in Dusty's chat, maybe you wouldn't have gotten booed.
Where?
Dusty's chat.
Dusty's show.
They were scolded this morning by the chat that he likes to keep it family friendly.
Oh. Yeah, we tried that.
We told Hank we'll keep her, And her potty mouth.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Nobody got booed.
Too funny. Too funny. I guess it was somebody else in the chat over there that didn't like that. Fishing and picking, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe they got their own thing going on, and
It's
that's
really
okay.
never been said, I don't think. I think
No.
they come on if they want, but
Yeah, I send everybody the link just like I always have, and then they can, if they want to come over, they can. If they don't, that's fine too. I like them just the same. Nothing's changed.
I don't think Dusty thought you thought. I don't think he was mad.
No, he just wanted to see what was up, see what was going on, and make sure that everything was cool. So I think I'm going to hold off on the extra chat. I mean, we could still do it, but as far as the money thing part of it, I think I'm going to hold off on that for right now. Just kind of had some underlying thoughts about it, and kind of reevaluated it, and may not be the best thing to do right now. So we'll see. I might.
Well, you got to make sure it's done just right. So
right.
you got to make sure you got the planning right.
Exactly.
So it doesn't end up costing you.
Right. So I just want to be. I want it to work out great, and I want everybody to have fun. So, but we could still do it and just not have, just not get any money. You just get bragging rights. So, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably do one Saturday and Sunday, and both of them will start at noon. And I don't know what they'll go to. They may go to 6 o'clock. They may go to, midnight. There may be a 12-hour one. I don't know.
Sounds fun.
So I guess I'm going to lunch.
With who?
Rose.
Oh, good.
It's a new restaurant.
Quit yawning.
I know. Jesus.
I can't stop.
You're making me tired.
I am sorry. When I get in, Anyway, no, there's a new restaurant. It's called Mama Dixie's Cafe. Or something like that.
Or something like that.
So we're gonna. Huh?
Is she paying?
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go.
She invited me. She invited me, so she's paying. Actually,
10 times better.
We have a little thing where sometimes we'll see who can get the check first. And today I'm just gonna have to react a little bit slower. That sounds so crappy, but
and hopefully you're both not going like slow motion, like the.
That sounds horrible. I just don't. I don't have the money. So, but we have an understanding, you know. Usually, if whoever invites, that's who's going to be buying. But we used to go every week, and we would just, you know, flip it back and forth. So.
It is still thundering and lightning here.
Is it?
Yeah.
The Comfortable Life says, Nikki, does it really hinder people from buying if you have immediate payment required?
I don't know. I've just never had it. I mean, I've never used it, so I really don't know. But I've had where I've bought something and they had immediate payment and it was like midnight out and I'm notorious for leaving my wallet out in the car. And they want immediate payment and all of a sudden I'm like, shit, I don't really want to run out to the car. So then I've not bought it because I had to pay for it right then and there.
Right.
and PayPal's asking me to re-up my credit card information or some stupid shit.
Gosh.
You know, you think it's there and then it's not, and it's like, well, guess they're gonna have to wait till I go up to my car in the morning.
Right. And I think with that note, I think that, you know, that could definitely be a hindrance. You know, you kind of, you don't get that sale that you normally would have because of the immediate payment. It's nice. I've done it before, and it's nice because you don't have to worry about, you know, all these unpaid cases and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know.
I don't really have that problem though. I mean, most of the time people pay. I don't really have that big of a, I guess if I had that big of a problem, people not paying, I probably would, but
Yeah.
I don't usually get that problem. Very rarely do I ever have to put up a unpaid case.
Jennifer says it stops people that would want to purchase multiples.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, and wait. Yeah, because they got to wait for the revised combined shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So how would it work on that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've just never done it. I mean, I haven't, it hasn't been an issue with me, so.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie said a lot of people knowing that they get paid the next day. He doesn't use immediate payment himself. Huh. Yeah, but if you have a cart, then you can, I don't know how long an item stays in a cart for.
Yeah.
I would guess probably about 12 hours they will stay in there. I can't guarantee that, but that's just kind of what I'm getting from the business and everything. So,
like Steven Scroggins says, the way he looks at it is, why are they buying if they can't pay now? Now, like I said, yeah, right now, these times, PayPal, almost every time I buy something on Amazon, I have to re-verify my credit card, scan it, or re-put in the numbers. So, I mean, with all the security that goes on now, it seems like almost every damn time I try to use my damn card on one of these payment things, it makes me re-up it or redo it. You know what I mean? Or verify it. So, and like I said, I'm notorious for leaving my wallet out in my car. And if I'm shopping at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to run out to my car to get my wallet. So, but I'll be out to my car by 7 a.m., you know, to pay for it, you know. So it's not that I don't want to pay for it. It's just that sometimes PayPal and Amazon put up roadblocks where you can't pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comfortable Life says on this guaranteed shipping, the way I understand it, you have to do the immediate payment. Well, that sounds right.
Well, then I guess I'll have to do it if I decide to do guaranteed shipping, which I'm sure I will.
I'm sure we all will eventually.
I haven't taken the time to even go turn it on or look at it or nothing, honestly.
Let's see.
It's all right, Megan, Carl. I type and retype and eat, so I know what you mean.
I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
According to eBay, for an item physically located in the United States, require PayPal as a payment option with immediate pay selected. eBay may select these options for you if we determine you intend to qualify your listing for guaranteed delivery and the listing would otherwise require immediate pay.
Guaranteed delivery. I was looking to see if you have to have immediate payment on there.
Hmm.
Oh, they put me on a list for guaranteed delivery.
What?
Please visit. They put me on a list for guaranteed delivery,
Oh, cool.
so I can't see if I qualify yet. But they said to visit ebay.com/guaranteed delivery to see if you qualify.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if I qualify. Honestly, I haven't even really looked at it. I thought, well, I'll get to it one of these days.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into it either. I just figured I'd wait until, it's not a new thing. And once it's, been old for a little bit, then I'll maybe look at it.
Yeah, after all the bugs are worked out.
It just has to be the right thing for you, It has to be what you want to do for your business.
But do you have to have, is that free shipping too, or?
I think so. I'm not positive. Not positive, but I believe so.
Okay, it looks
Well,
like,
this chair's too comfortable.
yeah, it looks like it is. At requirements, at or above standard, 0 to 1 day handling time, which I'm out because I have 2-day handling time. Offer returns, use eBay labels, sell eligible items with immediate payment. So yeah, you have to have immediate payment. You are correct. Yeah, I don't care. People say, hey, I get paid on Friday. We hold it till Friday. Usually, if it's just a few days, I don't mind doing that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, usually I don't buy something on eBay unless I can pay for it. And I don't understand why other people do that. I don't understand that because I understood that back in the day when everything was on auctions and you had to hurry up and get it because everything was selling on auctions and you would probably miss out on it if you didn't get it. I understood then. But nowadays, I don't understand it. Why you would purchase something and have somebody wait a couple days for payment. Because it's not like you're going to get it any faster.
Right. I think of it kind of like as window shopping with a commitment.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. And I don't usually, like, if I need a specific thing, I'll go on eBay and look. But even to watch something, I have to make a decision that I want it bad enough.
Yeah.
And then like, if I don't have the money, I'm not gonna purchase it until I have the money. That's just how I am.
Yeah. Well, everybody listen to this. Now, one time I had a person purchase something or asked to purchase. They did it ahead of time. No, they didn't. They purchased it and then they asked me if they could pay in like a week. Like after the first. He said he was on some kind of disability or Social Security or something. And he asked if I could wait till the first. And it was like 2 weeks later or something like that for payment. Well, he'd already purchased it. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. No big deal. It wasn't even that expensive enough an item. I think it was only like $15 or something, or $20, something like that. Anyways, I said, yeah, no problem. Well, I went and, or I told him, I said, yes, I can do that, but I have unpaid item assistant turned on, so eBay will send you an unpaid item dispute, but it will not affect your account as long as you pay.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, if you still want to do that, that's fine, whatever. So anyways, so all of a sudden eBay sent him a dispute. Then he goes ape shit on me. You told me I could wait to pay, blah, 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 blah. Then now you need to clear this up, blah, 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 blah. And I told her, and I called eBay. I said, can you shut off this unpaid item assistant on this item? Because this guy's gone ape shit on me, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say ape shit, but you know what I mean. And eBay's like, no, we can't turn it off until he pays. So the guy's just freaking out on me, and I'm like, and eBay told me you should not let anybody wait for payment. They told me that I was in the wrong. I shouldn't have allowed it, blah, blah, blah. And well, anyways, the guy ended up paying before he said he was going to pay, just to get this unpaid item case against him off. And then he left me negative feedback about it, And I asked eBay, and that was when I asked eBay to take the negative off, and they said, no, it's your own fault. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have let him not pay right away. So, because the reason why I didn't shut off unpaid item assistant was because I couldn't, because he already purchased the item. So I wasn't able to turn it off. I tried, but it wouldn't let me turn it off. Anyways, it was a big mess. The guy ended up leaving me negative feedback, which I couldn't get removed. And eBay said and scolded me for allowing it to happen. So, so if you have your unpaid item assistant on, you need to.
Yeah, that's true. All right, you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh. Dusty says I'm going to buy Mr. Sadie's stuff and take 3 weeks to pay.
Oh, gosh. All right, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody has a great day, and we should see you guys sometime this weekend for a hangout. You'll see, or a listing challenge. Like I said, I'm planning on doing it tomorrow, and I plan on doing it on Sunday also. Probably at least 6 to 8 hours is what I'm planning. So I'm not planning on doing any of the money thing yet, just because I want to make sure everything is in order for that. And
yeah.
So, all right. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.